You hear this music in the background? I gotta do that. Let me get the remote so I can turn it off. I have to do that. I got the door soundproofed. And I gotta do that to make sure these babies ain't experiencing no anxiety and barking for the neighbors. Y'all done knock my water over? Let me turn this down. Yeah, so let me turn this down. Yeah, I can't even look at YouTube no more. Like when I'm out because my YouTube account is hooked up in my home. So I want to make certain that I don't turn on the YouTube on my phone and it turn that off. And then, because my neighbors, they great people. And I want to be peaceful because first of all, I am upstairs. I used to be on the first floor, but then the building had a flood, so now I'm on the third floor. And the apartments are smaller, closer together. So I just want to make certain that, because I work from home too, so I want to make sure that people ain't trying to record no voiceover and then my dogs is going off, So anyway, so I went out tonight and, that's why I'm looking so sexy. I went out tonight because me and my homegirls committed, now that we all back in town, we committed to like going out, just like going new places. And we ain't going nowhere but to just like Grammy party. That was free to get in, thank goodness. But because it rained, it was supposed to be like these like, outside performances, but it was raining. So we didn't go out, we found seats, that's the one thing, child, when you partying in your late 40s, honey, you partying by a seat, okay? So we partying by the seat. So then these ladies, these white ladies, and I'm saying white because of, it's for the story, they was about to sit down. But she was looking at the seat like, she saw us there and she had the stank look on her face and she was looking at the seat like, oh, it's enough room for us, So immediately, I told my homegirl, I'm like, let's just scoot over for them because I want to make sure that, we're not hogging up the seat. Like we're not taking up all the space that we're taking up. We could just scoot over. So my other homegirl was like, well, I want Penny to come sit down first, and then we could like scoot over. So when Penny came back, she kind of filled up the space, but then I immediately like moved over because we all in heels. I mean, even if we wasn't in heels, I know I want to sit down and I want to make somebody. I want somebody to make room for me to sit down, but one thing I noticed too is this one lady that was with them was looking like real stank in the face. And then they was kind of looking like real, like, they had the like resting face, And so I just kept dancing because before I left my house, the Holy Spirit was telling me, honey, you represent me. Like, so, and I need you to take that like seriously. You represent me. I want you to be the light in the room everywhere you go. I want you to think good of people. So because I'm going into a club. I mean, I'm normally a very happy-go-lucky person anyway, but like tonight I had a very specific message. Like, I want you to represent me. Like, I want your light glowing in the room. So I just made sure to like keep a calm spirit, have a good time, but I didn't want to like overly be nice because sometimes you feel like everybody else is not being nice and now you're trying to like overly be nice. Like, and I don't want to do that. I just want to be myself, my regular nice self. So I just kept dancing, but I noticed that I caught like, the eyes of the, two of the ladies that was sitting down. Now, the way they was dressed, child, I just knew they was from London and they was going to be performing and they was going to be some like Adele impersonation group because they looked like they was like dress. You know, they had on berets, and then one of them had on like a tiara of stars, and then a colorful outfit. Like they looked like a group. Like it looked like the mama was taking the two younger with the group. So after I finished dancing, I sat down and I was like, "Hey, are y'all performing?" Because it was supposed to be some live performances. I was like, "Are y'all performing?" And she was like, "No, we just came to sit down, you know." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Because I thought y'all was performing." She was like, "No, I just brought my daughter here." Just as sweet as pie. And I'm talking about resting face. Like, it looked like they was giving us the stank eye, like they was about to barge in. And she was like, "Yeah, this is my daughter." So this other was so even sweeter. She's taking her daughter out. And then I was like, oh, okay. I was like, "Oh, is that y'all mama or whatever?" Because I'm thinking it's like the mama, the grandma, the daughter. She was like, "Oh no, I don't even know them. Like we just met them." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So she was like, "We know them now, but you know." And I just introduced myself, and you know, I'm just so happy that I introduced myself for the simple fact to find out that a person is just so sweet, so loving, you know, loving enough to be taking your daughter out, and her personality was not the same look she had on her face. I'm talking about she was like ready to talk, introduce herself, you know, going to get people, you know, it was some water across, and it was just like, you know, I really feel um I feel the joy of breaking through external perceptions and, you know, standing in my higher self to, but, you know, authentically higher self, not forcing my higher self to be like, well, I'm going to be the one to speak. Just being like, okay, I'm going to dance, you know, they looking at me. And then when I sit down, you know, they happen to like catch my eyes and talking, and you know, this feels good to be a great person meeting other great people. I think that's the bottom line. That's the title of this video. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning into show. Bye y'all. Love y'all.